The world relies on the US dollar, giving America unparalleled economic dominance. Nearly 90% of all international currency transactions are in dollars. 60% of foreign exchange reserves are held in dollars, and almost 40% of the world's debt is issued in US dollars. This gives the United States extraordinary power over nearly anyone who imports or exports anything, anywhere. It is banks, not governments, that create most of the money in Western economies. Originally, all currencies in the world reserves were in gold. But in 1933, President Franklin Roosevelt replaced gold domestically with central bank-created reserves, but gold remained the reserve currency for other currencies worldwide. In 1944, the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank were created in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, to unify this bank-created money system globally. This is when 44 countries agreed that the US dollar would be the global currency. Effectively, this meant that the money supply was now created privately as debt at an interest. This system requires a continuous supply of debtors, and over the next half-century, most developing countries, mostly Africa, wound up in debt to the IMF. The loans came with strings attached, including structural adjustment programs that basically stagnated growth of their economies. Under the agreement, the US dollar was pegged to gold, while other global currencies were pegged to the US dollar. When the United States was no longer able to maintain the dollar's gold backing, in the 1970s, it made a quick deal with OPEC to back the dollar with oil, thus creating the petrodollar. It was President Richard Nixon that made the announcement in 1971 that the greenback would no longer be exchanged for gold, a move that was meant to cement US dominance and boost economic growth for the superpower. This is the tricky part. Any other country that purchased oil from OPEC would have to exchange its currency into US dollars before completing the sale. Oil and later any natural resources were priced in US currency, not the currency of the countries where the resources come from. So if the dollar loses value, the natural resources also lose value. This system provided at least two immediate benefits to the United States. It increases global demand for US dollars, and it gives the United States the ability to buy oil and natural resources with a currency it can print at will. This global financial system was created and held in place not by pure economics, but by politics, through the pact with Saudi Arabia, where gold was replaced as the world reserve currency and ultimate store of value. That position was taken by the US dollar. This meant that the ultimate store of value was transferred from gold to the US dollar.